Hi, everybody. Let me know when you get here. We're going to start our Calypso quilt, which I'm super excited. I waited for this one for a while. I'm tired. I feel like I'm always tired, and everything just kind of snowballs for me. My plans never go according to plan. Seems like I plan one thing and I end up messing up and doing five other things instead. Let's see, nobody yet. Unfortunately, some times I don't see the comments for a little while. I don't know why, but you just don't show up right away. I guess I should test the audio. You just don't show up right away. Oh, yep. I hear it, which means you hear it. I am really tired. I'm in the middle of mystery quilt for our island hopping mystery quilt. Next Wednesday's the second clue. We're doing Calypso. I'm decorating the house for Christmas. I know it's early, but it's only me here decorating. So, and I have a lot to decorate. So I start earlier just so that I got everything pulled out yesterday and my front door is almost done being decorated. I have a lot. I love Christmas and it makes me happy. So that's what I'm doing. I'm decorating. Plus, all of my island hopping mystery clues that were pre-scheduled on my Facebook group have disappeared. So now I got to redo all of those posts. Not looking forward to that. Not even a little bit. So that's what I get to do tomorrow besides decorating. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? Are you going to be doing the Calypso with me? It's so pretty. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever, Elizabeth. Calypso. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. You know me, I love blues and teals. Today we're working on the first block. We're getting started. This is definitely not as complicated or time consuming as our macaw quilt, which I still have 4 sections I have to sew together, but everything keeps getting in the way, so I haven't had time. Oh, I'm ready for bed already. I just feel like I'm tired all the time. Too much going on. Good morning, Mary. I know Miss Mary is doing Calypso with me. She picked up the rest of our fabric yesterday, except for one. Thank you very much, Miss Mary. Yeah, so my whole day went kapooey yesterday after I saw you. My house was a mess when you came over because I had all of my Christmas decorations pulled out. Now they're all over the house. It's a mess. I did a lot of stuff yesterday and none of it had anything to do with sewing other than meeting with you and talking about the Calypso quilt. I did all of my laundry sheets and all of that dusting and all that crap yesterday, which I hate doing. If I could sit here and sew all day, every day, and just have a little robot or somebody, maybe a clone, just do all the other yucky stuff like laundry and dishes, and I'd be a happy camper. I also got something in the mail yesterday. I Lego of Santa's post office to go on my breakfast bar. I just gotta put it together. There's so much I want to do. That's my problem. I have too many things to do on my list. My list is like ridiculous of things to do. I have enough stuff on my list that a normal person would never be able to finish it. And it doesn't stop me from putting more stuff on the list. Oh, that sounds nice. You'll have to, Miss Elizabeth, you'll have to post it on the group page once you're done. I love seeing your all of you are a great sewer, by the way. So I love seeing your projects done. All right. It's 11, officially 11 o'clock. So let's get this party started. Okay. We are doing Calypso, which is right here. I highly recommend in the package you get a page that will you'll be able to put all your swatches on for your different fabrics. It's an absolute must. Okay. Um, I'm not gonna show you directions or tell you sizes because you have to buy the pattern. It's a simple pattern. It's not difficult at all, but it's not fair to others for me to give you the sizes. Okay. So one of the things in this quilt is it has on page 3 all your different directions on how to put different half square triangles together. The normal construction, 4 at a time, which we used in this method, 8 at a time. There's plenty of options out there that you can use for half square triangles. I'm not going to go over every single one because they're pretty spelled out pretty well in the directions. The one thing I will tell you is on the 4x4 or the 4 method, 4 at a time, here is what the half square triangles look like. And I'm going to iron it to my darker side. And then I am going to do a little bit of trimming up because I did find that this method is good, but it doesn't, the size is just slightly off. So I usually use my Tucker trimmer and I'm just going to trim up. Normally I don't do this, but this is just slightly bigger than I want. And it will make your process of putting it together a little bit more difficult. So I just trim it up a little bit just to make sure. Normally I would not take the dog ears off, but since I'm already trimming it, we're gonna take care of that now. Okay. So we have a all of our half square triangles plus a solid block. So we're going to make this piece right here, which is very, very easy. Okay. All I'm going to do is sew these 2 pieces together using a 1/4 of an inch seam. Sew the other 2 pieces together. Put them apart. Okay. Now, so show it this way. I have this print, which is just a square. I'm going to iron my seam on this one towards the print. And on this one, I'm going to iron it opposite the print. That way I have two seams that are in opposite directions so I can nest them together. And we only have to make one of these blocks, which is lovely. Now, so one seam goes up, one seam goes down. And you're going to butt these two seams together. And then I put a pin in one side of the seam, coming up the other side of the seam, and it's on an angle on purpose. Okay, so here's my pin. That's so that I can start sewing up here and stop with my needle down right in the seam before I take my pin out. And you want to make sure there is an X right here from our previous seams. So we want to make sure we are a thread width on the right side of the seam. You see that X right there? That's how we, from us putting together our half square triangles together, it's causing that X. So as long as you sew a thread width on the right side of the seam, you won't cut off your points. Down, needle down in the seam. Now I can take the pin out, readjust my fabrics, and finish sewing. All right. Here we go. This is the other corner. Now on this one, forget how I ironed my seam. Oh, I know what I did. I healed it. I think I fit a little bit. Come on. Sometimes it's not the easiest thing. Ishka bevel. Maybe I didn't. I think I'm just gonna move it down. That's what I'm gonna do. Iron it down. Nope, iron it up. Whichever way is nice and flat. But as you can see, by making sure you sew a thread width on the other side of the point, on the right side of the X, you make sure that you don't cut off any of your points. I'm definitely using Best Pros. Have you guys started decorating yet, or am I the only crazy one who started decorating for the holidays already? I have a lot. I mean, I have a lot. I don't think there's a single room in this house that doesn't get decorated. So if I don't start early enough, it'll never get done. I do too. I'm not crazy. Wait a minute, Miss Mary. I am not crazy. Just because I'm decorating early. Listen, you need to take that back. or else we can't be friends. Well, see, I do a lot. Christmas is my favorite time of year. So I do. All right. The next part is, yes, and I have a hard time sometimes doing the pinwheel seam. Sometimes I try it, sometimes I don't. It just depends on what I'm doing and what I feel like. The next part that we're going to do are flying geese, and we're going to make 4 flying geese at a time. So we've got our large square. Okay. And what I'm going to do, we've got the smaller squares, is we're going to put them on an angle, just like this. And then I'm going to take a fabric marking pan. See, last month would be too much because normally I'd still have Halloween uh, or autumn. But I have a lot. I have 2 trees I'm decorating, plus the front doorway and my foyer and my kitchen. I have wreaths that I put on all of my cabinets. I have a lot, plus my bedroom and my bathroom. I mean, I'm so bad that I even have Christmas shower curtains and towels. I'm bad, and I know I'm bad, but I love it. It's my favorite holiday. Plus, this year, every other year, we have my granddaughter and daughter and son-in-law come down from North Carolina every other year. And this is the year. And this is also the first year that my daughter Erin and my son-in-law Brian haven't been living with me. So I literally have to do it all by myself. There's nobody here to help me move boxes, unpack boxes, nothing. So if I don't start early, it's not going to get done. Okay, so we've drawn a line. We've put our smaller squares on top of our large square, and we've drawn a line diagonal. We are going to sew 1/4 of an inch on each side of the line. I love it. And there's nothing more, I think, better for me than falling asleep to the twinkle lights in my bedroom. It's not a big tree. I mean, it's a tall tree. It's like a 7-foot, but it's a pencil tree in my bedroom. I love it. It makes me feel good. And since I started doing my trees over the top and not with the family decorations that we've used for so many years, now that the kids have moved out, I can make all the trees exactly what I want, which is a lot of ribbon and bobble and stems, and it's so pretty. I love Christmas. So I'm okay with doing it early. Okay. So we've sewed 1/4 of an inch mark on each side of that line. And now we're going to cut it right on the drawn line. Okay, now you need to iron these up. Oh, thank you. I love my tree. If anybody wants to know how I decorate, I will be reposting the videos of my navy tree this year too. Step by step. And it's like 5 or 6 videos, I forget, that I do. It's a lot. It's a big tree. I have a lot of stems and ribbons and ornaments. I love it. And I do the same idea for both my bedroom tree and my living room tree. I do like it a lot. Last year was the first time I actually got to do an adult Christmas tree. So I'm having fun with it. And blue is my favorite color. So I used a lot of blue and white on my Christmas tree. Okay. Now we're going to put another square in this corner. And draw a line. Thank you, Mary. I like doing my trees. You guys should have figured that out, especially since I always had a tree in the shop all year round that I decorated for all the holidays. My new studio is not that big, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do for a tree in here. I'm sure I'll figure something out. But the tree is right across from my studio, my main tree, so I can just have the door open and see my pretty tree. Now I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam on each side of this line. I want you to keep an eye on these little V's because that's where you're going to start or end. To make sure you don't your top of your flying geese is nice and straight. Okay. So I put the needle down and make sure that the needle is right in that V and my guide is right on the line. That one side, lift up my foot. I don't even cut my thread. I'm gonna go down the other side and end right in the V. Do it again. And again, I'm gonna end in the V. There you go. Now, all I have to do is cut right on the line that I drew. So I'm gonna fix this. Hold on. I'm just gonna sew one part. Okay. Now, all we have to do is cut our fabric right on the line. And iron the rest of these out. And I do use best press for sure. I think it just helps keep everything flat. It looks like somebody threw up or blew up a Christmas store in my house right now because everything's everywhere. So much. I know I keep saying I'm not going to do that. Well, it's like maybe next year I won't do as much because, you know, it's the off year, but who knows? Last year I did a lot too, and it was an off year. We'll see. It makes me happy, so that's what I'm doing. Nah, I don't like putting it all away or taking it all out. I can tell you that much is a lot. All right. Now, next. So I already sewed these two flying geese to this block. What I'm gonna do is sew these two on, then sew these two together. So then I can have the same size blocks and start putting them all together. I sew this like with this part on top so that again, I know, Miss Mary, I'm all that matters. I learned a long time ago. I'm gonna do what makes me happy. And this right now makes me happy. So I'm just gonna decorate and it's gonna look like Christmas threw up in my house, but I'm okay with it. So I sew it with this part on top so that again, with the X right there, see the seams? The X. I make sure I sew a thread width on the right side so I don't cut off my flying geese point. And as you can see, so far I really haven't done a lot of pinning at all. Come on, machine. You can do it. Sometimes it needs a little push. Make sure you lift your foot so your seams stay where they need to go. One side. Mhm. Okay. Now, I believe gonna iron these up just like I did. Well, here, this one should have been down. Hold on. Towards the center. And the other one I'm gonna sew iron up, I should say. All right. Now we've just gotta sew these two together. And it's the same process. So I line them up, sewing this piece on top so that I can see my X. Um, really? I'm surprised you had that issue with your quarter of an inch for the mystery quote. All right, so I'm gonna iron these up, the seam up, so that it doesn't get too bulky right there at the point. I don't think it matter. I mean, it's not gonna matter one way or the other. I did a full quarter of an inch. And I didn't have any problems. And it's done. Bad? What's bad? Now we just have to put the block together. So I'm going to sew 1, 2, 3 together, 1, 2, 3 together, and then sew these to the center. And our seams are going in opposite directions, so we can put them up against each other. What's bad, Mary? If you had the strips, so all you had to do was sew them together and then cut them. I would not have worried about it, Miss Mary, until you finish the other part, the next part, or whatever your seam allowance is. I would have just gone with it and it would have been fine, I'm sure. But that is your prerogative. It was only the first clue. I wonder why your seam isn't right. Okay. It's one side. Now we're gonna sew the other side on. Mm, mm. I have to re-iron this seam. Hold on. You should have some extra strips from the mystery quilt. I'd be curious what happened if you did it the way you did it with the 1/4 inch, at least 1 or 2 blocks, and see how it works out with the rest of the quilt. Just for information purposes, because I really don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal, but we'll see. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna button my seams, nest them together. Here we go. All right, almost done. 2 more seams and this block will be done. So. I just want to double check. Yeah, okay. So this seam goes in. And this seam goes in. I'm already ready to take a nap, and I got a lot more to do today. And my lunch first, so I got lots of energy. And then I will get working on more decorations. I already working on the next block for next week, but I sewed something together wrong. Like I said, my brain is just not thinking lately. So I gotta do some seam ripping. And I didn't want to, so I didn't. All right. Da-da, 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 da-da. Here we go. So now there are a lot more seams here to line up. Mhm. We just gotta sew it. All right, now we're gonna pin the last side and sew that one. See how good it looks. Oh, looky, looky. None of my points were cut off and everything looks like it pretty much matches well. All right, good enough for me. This is gonna be the center block, by the way. That's why we only need one. The rest of the blocks will need multiples. But they're not difficult at all. Okay, last seam for block one, and we're done. Here we go. Obviously, I have to iron it, but let me iron it for a second. We get it flat for you. This is a nice break from macaw, I think. So is the Minster Quilt. I needed something a little bit easy. Why is it doing that? I don't know why. Oh, I got a bunch of loose threads too. But there you go. This part I might sew just a little bit closer, or I might just leave it and say good. Because I think when it's ironed all the way and flat, I think it'll be fine. But this will be the first one. Any questions, my dear? I don't know why the camera keeps doing that. It's fuzzy. I'll have to work on it. I don't know. Do you have any questions? I'm gonna put it down and make it look a little bit prettier. See? Miss Mary, any questions or are you good? Yeah, this one's an easy one. That's why I said the mystery one, and this one is a nice break from macaw. I'm gonna do another paper piecing one, but I just haven't found one that I like a lot that doesn't include all those flying geese. Because I don't want to do any more flying geese. At least not anytime soon. If I did that, it would have to be one that I could do by myself and not in a class, because having a time sensitive pressure is not fun. I don't like being rushed. All right, my dear. Next week's block 2, we need we're gonna be making 4. 4 for block 2, 4 for, and it's really simple. I mean really, really simple. 4 for block 3, 4, 4, 4. I think. Let's see. The rest of them are gonna be block 7. We have to do 8. It's just a little time consuming because it's kind of a it's a variation of a log cabin. And then I think the rest of them are going to be 4. Yep. So block 8 is the only one that we have to do more than 4 after this. It'll be fun, 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 fun. I can't wait to see what yours is going to look like with all those beautiful bright teals. I like them. All right, my dear. I will start posting videos for my Christmas tree soon. Have a lovely weekend, the rest of your weekend. You know where I am if you need me. Bye.